They call it a game. Is it really? Let's talk about this thing. Santos Jr., the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist, here with you for just a few minutes. Stay with me. There's a call to action, and there's a lot of content that's going to be valuable for you for life. Now, why are you continually gambling after you've already said to yourself many times that you're not going to go back to the casino again? You find yourself in that situation where you're leaving the casino and you're slapping your face, your tears are coming down, and you're telling yourself, I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to go back there. I'm not going to spend any more money. And then you race off into the darkness, only to go home with a stomach ache and maybe feel sick the next day. And then a day or two later, you're coming back to that casino, to that casino. You find yourself in this situation, you got to recognize that your brain has been hijacked. Your mind has been taken over. You've put yourself in an environment where you've opened yourself up, and you basically have become addicted to an environment and machinery. Plus, there's a dopamine effect going on in your brain right now. So it's not even about the money anymore. Isn't it strange, though, how we get to that situation and we say that to ourselves and we don't take action upon what we say, right? You don't take action upon what you say, and you're frustrated and you're bleeding all over the place, and you just keep going to this, to the same place or some other place. You get tired of one place, you go to another place. Why is that? What is going on? Whatever's happening through your faculties, right? Your fingers, your legs, your arms, your eyes and your ears and your body is trickling down from the software that's up here in your mind. Your mind is a very, very powerful, it's a gracious gift that has been given to you. But unfortunately, most of us, we don't know how to handle. We come from a difficult foundation early on in life, and we make a lot of poor decisions that continue to lead us to make bad behavior, okay? And we continue to say to ourselves that we're going to do something. We're going to take action here. I'm going to take action over here. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to stop. And we don't believe it. In fact, the more that we say it, the worse it becomes. Here's one recommendation. Stop saying that to yourself. Recognize it. Stop saying it to yourself until you're ready to take full action. You shouldn't sabotage yourself, because that's exactly what's happened. The machines, the slots, the bots, the cards, the fards, the bets, the no-lets, they've gotten into your mind. They've gotten into the laboratory. They've rewired you. You're operating on a different software now. So in actuality, unless you remove or replace that software, you're not going to be able to take it all out, but you must replace that software. I'm going to give you a really good tip, 2 tips at the end of this video that have turned me into the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist and a permanent no gambling zone. Permanent. Now, I admit I'd slapped myself a few times leaving the casino. I remember repeating to myself. In fact, I remember saying that to myself, and I would think, man, what's wrong with me? Why am I doing this? Why am I saying that I'm going to stop and I can't stop? What is going on? I didn't know about rewiring the mind. I didn't know about optimizing the software. I didn't know about any of that. All I knew was I was a wandering soul. I was lost. I was in the fire, and I was living in a cave in darkness. So the reason why you're doing what you're doing is because, #1, the fact is your mind has been hijacked. It's been rewired, and you are operating under the auspices of that software. And until that software is either replaced, what's replaced, it can't be removed completely, you're going to continue to do its bidding. You're playing a game, and you must know the rules, because the game that you're playing, you don't know the rules. That's the reason why you're losing majorly. And I'm talking about winning for real. Your freedom back, your peace, your tranquility, your relationships, your bank account, your business, what have you. All right, enough said. You've gotten the message here. You know why you're doing what you're doing. Yes, it's troubling, it's sickening, it's a horror story. It's a bad experience. It's a journey that is going off the deep end. Let's turn it around. Let's stop this journey. Let's stop all this manipulation, because that's all it is manipulation within your mind and from what you're saying. Number one, you need to be a part of a community somewhere. I know Alcoholics Anonymous, there's Gamblers Anonymous, there's Narcotics Anonymous, there's Sex Anonymous, there's AAs all over the place. You need to belong to a community. We have one right here for you. Okay, number one, you need to be around kinetic energy. You need to be around others that are seeking. There's teamwork or team effort. Okay, and then one of the most important things is the accountability. Both of those have accountability factors. Is a journal. Start a journal. Okay, a journal is going to provide a laboratory for you to fix things. It's going to provide a step. The moment that you begin to pick up the pen, which is mightier than the sword, and write on paper, you're already winning. And you can begin writing out your first step. What is it that you want to do? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to become? Well, I want to become a soldier of self-mastery. Okay, well, how's that going to happen? Well, I got to do this, I got to do the other thing, but I can start with one micro step. When you begin to write things down, your life is going to be turned around. I promise you that. Journaling is like a magic. This community is teamwork. This community is kinetic and kinetic energy. Is it kinetic energy? Yeah. So with that said, Santos Jr., the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist, again, dropping this call to action. It's time to do it. I'll see you at the top on the inside. On my very next one, remember, your good life is going to come out of a good series of good, constant, positive reminders.